Okay, so if you're not gonna say I will, in order to be successful, you have to be willing to be cringy. I've realized growing up, every single time there was money making opportunities, right? At least that's how I was growing up. But when there was opportunities to make money online, make money with anything, people saw it as being cringy. When it came down to people making hundreds of thousands of dollars, even millions of dollars off Vine, if you were doing Vines and literally the school that I went to, you were considered cringy. If you was doing certain things online, the people that was making the YouTube videos, that was cringy. But guess what? There was still hundreds of thousands of people that's watching them, or even millions of people, right? Then I realized, a lot of people think in this world that everything is to be cool. You have to be cool. You can't do certain things because you will you would stand out as the weird kid. You would stand out as the weird person, as the strange person. But guess what? I had to realize the average person is not living the kind of life that you want to live. So in order to go past that and be able to do the things that you want to be able to accomplish and be on the levels of the people that you're trying to be on, you have to do exactly what they're doing. They're doing the cringy stuff. They're the ones that's putting themselves out there. They're not the ones that's telling you, hey, if you do that, you're cringy. They're not the ones that's telling you, hey, don't start your business. They're not the ones that's telling you, hey, nobody's gonna talk to you, or you're lame for doing this thing. And I realized, after really realizing that, like, yo, I'm literally missing out on potential hundreds of thousands of dollars by letting other people's opinion get to me, right? I'm missing out a lot of opportunity, reaching, impacting a lot of people, even if it's not even about the money, even just impacting people simply because people are telling me I'm lame. When I realized this, then I decided to just say, F what everybody else thinks of me. I'm just going to do what I want, right? People were saying that, hey, if you was to start YouTube, I remember I was doing YouTube back in high school on my other account. People was telling me, "Oh, that's so cringy." Da, 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 da. Whatever case may be, is how it was at least in middle school. And then I started doing it, and I started getting a bunch of subscribers and stuff like that. Then people, are, oh my god, like what I'm saying, this kid might be cool, but it was still those people that was dying. Man, you got this camera, like this is so cringy, this is so weird. I even felt that to my down to my core when I was outside in public recording. I'm like, oh, this is so. I don't want people seeing me record. This is so lame. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, I literally missed it out. I could have literally been making a ton of money back then in high school, like if I truly just went in and just start thinking of what everybody was thinking. Because even to the point where I did break past that and start recording and stuff like that, I still have my limitations, right? Like I'll take my camera to school recording, but I'll have like it down so people don't even know I'm recording. It's gonna like, yo, it just was so hard to fight off fully that people think this is cringy, right? Of course, now it's a lot more normalized as far as even things like content or doing certain things, right? Which I'm glad is a lot more normalized, but a lot of people still would doubt you, right? Especially if it's family who are still stuck in the old days. They don't understand that, hey, this how you make money nowadays. Things is not the same exact way. Even doing things, something like TikTok Shop, right? A lot of people may not even want to do something like TikTok Shop because I'm selling, I sound salesy, I'm selling all these products, but guess what? There's people literally making a doctor's salary every single month. Every single month. Literally doing TikTok Shop. You let me know. Is that too cringy to make an extra $100,000 a month? And you're not gonna make that from a 9 to 5 job. You know what I'm saying? The people that's finding you cringy, they're the one that's doing those things. They're not making $100,000 in a single month. They're not making kind of money. They don't have the kind of success you're trying to accomplish. Are these people who are doing the cringy stuff? So I really realized the people that's making the most amount of money, it was the lame kids from school, me included. I was one of those lame kids at some points. And guess what? I'm making the most amount of money in comparison to like the people that I went to school with and everything. And pretty much the rest of the world, honestly, because of the fact that I decided I wasn't gonna be cringy. I was decided, hey, I'm gonna market myself. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I don't care what other people are thinking. I'm still gonna do this, right? So you have to understand, in order to be successful, you have to be cringy. Like doing the cringy videos, whatever case may be, right? Because I'm not making it. I'm like, oh, this is so cringy. Guess what? I mean, as I grew up, some of my content, this was really, really cringy, whatever case may be. But it is what it is. I got myself out there, and it's literally what got me here, right? And so a lot of people's gonna say, hey, don't do this, don't do that. This is cringy. It's make you cringe. Even you may feel cringy, not even because you think what you're doing is cringy. It's because of the fact that that influence has been pushed onto you, that narrative has been pushed onto you, that this is cringy. I guess if you was to go into a content house, nobody's gonna find you cringy there, right? So sometimes you have to switch your environment because guess what? You have to understand that, hey, if you literally, if like, okay, I'm gonna give you guys an analogy essentially, right? Right now, if you was to give somebody a bottle of water, you know what I'm saying, and you already have it opened, right? They will not drink it. They're like, bro, what the heck? Why you give me this? I'm not drinking this, whatever case may be, right? Or they're gonna overlook the water. But guess what? You go to a place like Africa where water is a scarce resource. Guess what? The kids are gonna drink it because they're gonna need that water, right? And I can say that because I'm literally from Ghana. I remember we used to literally have to get water from wishing wells where we literally have to carry it on our heads in buckets just to get clean water, right? So you give water like somebody like, who's in a position like that. You see what I'm saying? Because that resource is a lot more valuable if you just switch the environment. So a lot of time you have to understand the environment you're in is the thing that's holding you back, that's pushing you down. It's not valuing the things that you can actually have, right? So it's like, okay, if you realize that the people around you are saying these things, then switch your circle, switch your environment, get to a different position, right? If you go to Hollywood, guess what? Just saying, don't go to Hollywood. There's a lot of bad things at it, but if you're doing content, you go to Hollywood. If you're trying to be an actor at home, people are like, what are you doing? If you go to Hollywood, everybody's doing that. You see, it's a lot more normalized. Sometimes you have to go with where your people are, essentially, right? Where the people actually resonate with you more. Not only because it helps you actually push you to actually do the thing, but it makes it a lot more normalized, becomes part of the daily, right? And it makes you more consistent with that thing. All right, so I hope this makes sense. And once again, in order to be successful, sometimes you have to be cringy. I'll catch you on the next one.